the death of Mr. Samuel Aboagye, the aftermath of the death of Mr. Samuel Aboagye, who happens to be the unfortunate victim of one of the unfortunate victims of the helicopter crash that happened in Ghana. We're expecting that after the crash, the family will have a very private moment to actually go through their grievances. But Charlie, life had other alternatives. Now, the family, the bereaved family, Mr. Samuel Aboagye's family, have their suspicions that his child is not his genuine or legitimate child. I'll tell you why they have these suspicions and the backstory behind these suspicions. But what is happening is a very delicate issue because they are having suspicions that the child that belongs to their son is not his child. And they have their suspicion that it belongs to one MP, one Asante region MP. And initially it was an anonymous MP. So many people were actually reading a lot of meanings into it. But there's a media personality in Ghana called Blakk Rasta. Blakk Rasta has officially unveiled the Holy Grail. He has officially unveiled who this suspect is, and he has fingered out Honorable Stephen Amoah.
Blakk Rasta, because family nakasa. It's my friend Blakk Rasta, man. It's my lawyers. Family na court. Very simple cry. Now when you say nyade, DNA ni bibia o. And I me sum nyame. Men ka asa me so abofo. Ba me obi a me suro nyame. O de afie. Ti so mo so osunsun bi o mu di bodua. Sabi. Bibisa achi. O mo nya ni nyina ba me de. Bidi mi nyankopon we eja wo mo e kasa de. But beyond that no, me de be court. Simple cry.
He has vowed to actually take this issue to court. It will be a legal issue. Okay, and he said that there are only two people for this world inside where they go stop him from actually taking this issue to court or proceeding with his legal vow. First person be God. Second person be Otun 432. He say even the president himself beg and say he no go do. Because the reputation he built over the years, like about 20, 30 years of doing politics, and then you just take one wild allegation to ruin everything. Charlie, they be like that. So no matter what, he will get to the root of this issue, and then he will make sure that he redeems himself, and he will sue the family, and then find out where they had their information from. Okay, so this issue has a lot of backstory. Okay, the backstory is a lot. Okay, now before I proceed with it, everything else, I would like to give you some context with regards to what actually led to the family thinking all of this. Now, after the death of the victims of the helicopter, it was a very bad moment for all of us in Ghana here. And then their bodies were beyond recognition. Okay, so they had to be sent to South Africa to go and confirm their bodies so that they will correspond whose body is this and whose body is that. So the only way for them to do it is to get like a DNA sample from one of their family members. Okay, so they decided that, okay, if you have a child, you bring your child for them to confirm and maybe which body corresponds to this person and everything. So Samuel Aboagye, Mr. Samuel Aboagye was supposed to bring his child. The late Samuel Aboagye's child was supposed to be sent to Accra because they live in Kumasi. So the lady in question was supposed to bring the kidney to Accra for them to sample the DNA. Where, Charlie, for concern for so, see where I put the mic. Yeah, so where the lady, according to the family, okay, Samuel Aboagye's wife ran away from the house because of the DNA, like she has to go through, or she has to bring the child, subject the child to the DNA in Accra. Okay, so the matter be say, if say you know say on son, and then only akwala na edwane efifie. Ati. So because of this, they had to actually rely on one family member, and allegedly before Samuel Aboagye actually married the lady, she was already with a woman, like his ex-wife or baby mama or something. So they had a kid already. So they had to use that kid to verify the DNA. So in other ways, they were not able to verify if that child is the legitimate child of Samuel Aboagye. Now, in Sihua, it doesn't end there. according to the family, before Samuel Aboagye even passed on, he had suspicions with regards to whether the kid is his own. Hold on. That one, it be hearsays because nobody was there to actually know whether Samuel Aboagye indeed had suspicions. Because we don't know the motives of the family members as well. So that would be a wild allegation. And then again, too, the lady hasn't also come out to actually confirm the stories that they are saying. Whether an oppressor or Fifi and answer what's actually the story from his angle. Because currently the issue is actually in court, or more training than it's become really dramatic. Because the family wants to actually verify if the child is theirs or it belongs to another man. Okay, and it's delicate because now people are also reading into meanings that, okay, it could be an issue of inheritance issue and they are finding means to sort of bully the lady to, take advantage of the situation. Okay, but that's also an allegation. So we are all dealing with a lot of allegations, and I'll leave it for you to actually judge it for yourself. Okay, but for now, the lady hasn't actually come out to actually, he has not said anything official with regards to all the allegations involving what the family is actually putting, the kind of allegations that the family is actually putting out there with regards to the lady and the child. So right now, this is where we are with regards to Mr. Samuel Aboagye and Mr. Honorable Stephen Amoah and Abigail, who happens to be the late Samuel Aboagye's wife. And a family phone so I Blakk Rasta so about same baby, and I feel some of these issues personally, if you ask me, I believe that there are 3 ways that I'm looking at these things. Okay, one is I think that when you have the power to be an influencer or a media personality, we should be very careful with the things that we put out there, because they say to whom much is given, much is what? Expected. In as much as we want to actually be the first to break news and everything, but these are people's reputation, hard-earned reputation. Okay, and then when these issues come out like this, it's not easy, okay? Because imagine, okay, there are 2 sides to the coin. It's binary, right? It's either it's true or it's false. Okay, it can be true or false, the news you are putting out. So in as much you think it's true, it can be false. Okay, so when you put it out there, what about the damage that you've caused the person in terms of reputation? What if it's false? Without verifying some of these things, it can be false. I mean, what if it's not true? And indeed, like Mr. Samuel Aboagye is saying, Mr. Honorable Stephen Amoah is saying that she the last time she heard from the lady was like 7 years ago. Yes, she knows the lady, but the last time she heard from her is like 7 years ago. And for the only time she met her again was when the husband passed on and they went to the funeral. That's what he is saying. Okay, we are not saying that this person is saying the truth that this person, but you have to give room for the fact that what you are thinking might not be true. So this issue, it's actually, any reasonable person, I feel, should understand that Mr. Honorable Stephen Amoah has every right to take this issue to court, because he's building a political career, and this will go a long way to actually affect his political image and his reputation. And even in a certain sense, if he has businesses, his business associates and everything, it's not an easy issue. Okay, so I actually think that as media personalities, we can actually be more responsible with the things that we put out there. It should be verified really well before we put out there, because you are dealing with people's hard-earned reputations. Okay, and the second thing is, I feel the family could have handled this privately. Okay, it didn't have to necessarily come on the media. It could have been a private issue, because it's very delicate, because their child is involved. His reputation after his death is also very important, because we are supposed to honor his image. Okay, honor his reputation, his legacy, not to make this whole drama and then bring all these level of accusations and all this. So even if these issues were actually legit concern, I believe that it could have been a private issue. DNA should be a private issue, because it goes a very long way to affect family systems, society, trust, and masculinity. Because right now, because of a lot of DNA issues that are actually surging up in this country, most young people know marry. Marry, especially the guys. They are scared. Low key, they are scared that, okay, I'll go and marry a lady, and then later on I'll find out that my child doesn't belong to me. That's Charlie, that thing, if it happened to you, I'm not sure say you will be okay. You'll be yourself for the rest of your life. Especially if you have bonded with a kid and have taken responsibility and paid. Charlie, it's a very hard issue to take. Happens sometimes we don't know why some women decide to do some of these things. But then again, I'm not here to judge that. Okay, but at least we should at least make this private and then save us maybe the family shame that comes with it, and then we should at least reserve the marriage culture in the country. I'm not saying in any way that I'm saying we should reserve. That doesn't mean that people that are actually doing the wrong thing, Charlie, we should cover them. No, we will criticize them for doing the wrong thing, but at least we also have in mind that we have a reputation as a family, or they have a reputation to actually hold. Okay, and then again, we look at the overall confidence in the legal system, because some of these stations, it has really caused a lot of legal issues and the future of the legal battles in Ghana. Because right now, we have mistake pet defamation, but we have mistake pet and no court according DNA testing issue about own chances here. So right now, the legal proceedings in Ghana, no, I don't know after this case what the future holds for what the DNA testing issue, because some people are even pushing for DNA to be mandatory after birth. So I really don't know whether this is a baby step towards for that particular law to be passed in Ghana here. I don't really know. I don't know what you also think about it though, but do you think that maybe DNA testing should be made mandatory? Well, I don't know. I personally don't know. But then again, this issue, Angasano, the long and short of the matter is it's difficult to judge it. Okay. And I'm not here to be a judge of anybody's issue. I'm here to bring you the details of what's happening and then you judge it for yourself. But then again, I feel like if we are a bit patient and we see how the proceedings with regards to the legal issues between the lady, Madam Abigail, and the family of the late Samuel Aboagye, like however it comes, I think we are good. I think maybe when the family wins, then they will actually give the order for the DNA testing to be conducted. So when they conduct the DNA testing, Charlie, it will be easy because it's either true or false. Is it true that the child doesn't belong to Osimesi Samuel Aboagye? After the DNA test, we are going to find out. Okay, even if we tested at one DNA company and then we are not so convinced, I mean, they can do it at 2-3 places to really confirm it. And I think after it, then a lot of clarity will come with regards to what's actually happened and whose intentions are right with regards to this issue. Because you can't judge anybody. You don't know what's actually happened. It can be a wild allegation that they are having against the lady. You can't tell. So I believe that if this issue is actually handled well and then it comes out of court, hopefully the courts will give some level of clarity and then we'll either go ahead for the DNA testing to be done so that we see. I mean, if she's innocent, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, it's your husband's child. So if they want to do DNA test for your husband's child, I mean, it's not a big deal. You can do it. Okay, I think that's where the suspicions are. And I think it's also coming in regards to property issues and all that, Charlie. A whole lot. I don't know why in Ghana here of late, when people that are well-to-do die or they passed on to the other realm, there's a whole lot of issues. And Charlie, I don't know about it. So that's what's happening with regards to social media updates and the issue with Mr. Samuel Aboagye, the late Samuel Aboagye, and Honorable Stephen Amoah with regards to the validity or the genuinity of his child. Whether he's a genuine father, he was the genuine father of the child, or somebody else was the father. Charlie, the issue there is still progressing. So I'm doing my investigations. When I get the right details, I'll obviously come and update you on what's going on. But for now, I'll end today's episode here. And the name remains Donald, not Trump. And thank you for always being here. I appreciate you so much for your time and energy. You know, we are building something great. And I'm very, very, I'm very humbled and very happy. And I appreciate the fact that you actually tune in and join the train anytime that I sit here to talk to you. I'll see you on the other side. The name remains Donald, not Trump. Peace.